of a game.
Yeah, again, I'm definitely expecting this one to be just an absolute war. You know, both these teams just are going to love to get in each other's face right away. So we're definitely going to see a lot of cool fights, I believe. And again, HellRaisers looking in a little bit better form, but VP, they're the ones that have the history. They're the legendary team. They're the one that once they get their act together, they're always a top 4 contender. So let's see if they can do it here and now, as we should be getting live with the pistol round any moment now.
Indeed we shall. HellRaisers will be starting things off on the CT side with VP aggressing, and we are all good to jump live into the action. You're looking at the likes of Oscar. We've also been told off on Twitter. Apparently it's not Stico, it's Sticko.
I know.
So,
I'm just trying to see how much I can trigger Striker
I'm kind of tempted
HLTV.
to just continue to call him Stico so we get all those.
I think out of respect
messages.
I should call him by his name, so we'll go at Sticko for sure. As we are live here with the pistol, as you can see, Virtus.Pro gathering up all their forces over here towards upper B, with the exception of Bialy, who's always going to be parked outside A. That's kind of his, you know, set position on this particular map. Used to be Taz a long time ago, but Bialy's been doing it most recently quite a lot. And so far on the CT side, very passive on B. Sticko playing it from the market. There is some aggression at Cat Connector. This does allow quick rotates for the CT side. But you're basically conceding a bomb plant if HellRaisers, excuse me, if VP just wound up pushing upper B.
There's an abundance of utility as well on the side of VP. They have 3 smokes to play with in the Molotov, plenty of flashbangs, decoys still in their hands as well. But as you mentioned, this is an extremely passive pistol round.
Especially with B so hard to retake on this map. And as you said, VP has so much utility in this. This must be some type of set play that they've been working on to have this much utility involved.
You can start to hear the smokes blooming elsewhere on the map. Neo still has his in hand, but it's Zero that opens up, breaks the deadlock, and will give HellRaisers the early advantage. VP still haven't really got anything done. Decoys have been thrown around the map, trying to keep HellRaisers a bit confused. But the pressure has certainly been applied to the poles. 35 seconds left. Looks like it is going to be a B play, with a couple of players coming up catwalk as well. Taz is going to do his best to bring this back to a quality Sticko. Meanwhile, beautiful one time and a second as well. And the bomb's been dropped out in no man's land. Beautiful play from HellRaisers. Oh my goodness. VP just didn't know what hit them. Got completely decimated.
That round completely changes based on 3 mouse clicks that took place over there in that booth for HellRaisers. Zero is in kind of a crazy position, being able to spot upper B in kind of a corner of the site that you don't really see played too often. Then obviously the player there inside the market, I believe that was Sticko, getting those 2 kills. Incredible stuff there from HellRaisers. Just fine-tuned accuracy with that USP leads to HellRaisers finding themselves the pistol round. So VP, of course, they will get a little bit invested into this. A lot of utility there on to Neo, who's going to be parked outside the A-bomb site. They do have a lurker playing over here towards Underpass and upper B. I believe that might be Pasha with the scout looking to see if he can find anything. But it seems like VP certainly have their eyes on attacking this A-bomb site. Here comes all those nades pouring out into the A site. And here comes the push.
Flashbang as well. With these kind of aggressions, though, with Pasha just having a scout, this could be a bit rough for VP. So they're going to be leaning on that Tech 9, the P250s and the Deagle to do some work. Sticko, close range dispatches of Neo. Bomb is getting planted, meanwhile in the smoke, and it is going to get fully planted down. So VP have at least checked that box, but the issue is that elsewhere they are dying. This is where the scout could come good for Pasha, but with nobody dead on HellRaisers just yet, this is asking a hell of a lot. Taz, meanwhile, with the Deagle's going to put down Sticko. Oh, and Pasha actually has the angle with the scout. Taz comes in with a second one tap. This is starting to get a bit interesting. The bomber's getting defused, though. Pasha needs to land one of these shots, and it's going to be full defuse. Nicely pulls off the site, but all the players have died, so it simply doesn't matter. HellRaisers just about are going to take round number 2.
I mean, you can tell that Pasha's position with that scout was totally intentional. The way they planted the bomb, they were hoping for him to be able to deal with people trying to defuse, as well as, you know, of course, still having your players playing the ramp and Pals being able to poke out as well, cause disturbances on the retake. But, yeah, it was really Pasha who kind of had the weight on his shoulders to find something with that scout to prevent that from happening, but unable to do so. So HellRaisers up 2-0. Bomb plant, yes, from VP, but they need to be conservative here, make sure they can get a nice full buy in the next round. So HellRaisers should be skating into a pretty easy 3-0 start here at this point with just some P250s and a Deagle in the hands of VP, as once again they look to head towards this A-bomb site, lining up the smokes, and they'll pour in here in any second.
Yeah, declaration of intent, picking up 2 smokes around like this. You just want to get that bomb planted. There's not much else you can really hope for, unless someone just tees off with godlike shots. Maybe Snacks is the man to do so. Goes in first. Bialy is there, though, to get the avenging frag. But Sticko at the back of the CT boxes will lay down the pain. Bialy goes down, so does Pasha. And it all falls on Taz, and there's not much he can do from that. He did land a one-tap before dying, but HellRaisers, as you expected, Dust, do pick up the 3-0.
Yeah, so we are going to have the full buy coming in here from VP. Who is going to have the op, or is anyone going to have it? Nope, they're going to go for the 5 rifle setup here. Lots of smokes and Molotovs as well to put to use. As I'm expecting them to go more towards that mid-control style that they're known for. But we have seen them being pretty A-heavy on executes here, so I'm not sure if they want to go straight to that just to kind of change things up. And as you can see, Bialy getting in his position there outside A. He is going to be joined by a player. I believe that's going to be Taz trying to work past. But look at this aggression from HellRaisers. Could stab into this, and yeah, they pushed Taz back. So whatever VP were planning has been thwarted just a bit. But they do get to the top box there at middle.
Null and void play. There was information gathered from both teams, but with so much time left, it simply doesn't matter because HellRaisers will just back away out of Palace. A 2-man death squad, not quite reaching the goal it's set for itself. Meanwhile, Oscar is going to be toing and froing. Position that NBK loves to run, of course. See him pick up so many jump scout shots. Max 7 as well from this similar position. Oscar is keeping them at bay, and he's actually tagged a couple of players, so he's being a real pain in the backside. Meanwhile, though, the catwalk pushes on, but it's been completely halted. And Sticko's there with his M4. Double frag comes down for HellRaisers. VP trailed by a player. Look where the bomb's dropped. And a horrendous position for the Poles. They're going to have to traverse out onto the B site now to pick that up. Snacks will be taking point once more for his team. A formidable opponent, but the positions from HellRaisers should be good enough. First player goes down. Sticko with 1 HP, still on the site. He's gone down from 0. What the hell was that? If HellRaisers end up losing this round, someone needs to slap 0 across the face.
I can't even fathom what happened there. Of course, we didn't get a look on it, but...
Make amends, 0. If you die now, there are going to be some cold stares. 20 seconds. Snacks faking the bomb, hoping that 0 would push into his trap. We'll get the bomb planted now. Switches across in 0. He's going to go back to Hero, gets the defuse. But my goodness, that team kill though.
Luckily, he got the instant redemption there, and the round winds up going to HellRaisers. But nonetheless, that was kind of a crazy occurrence. Not sure what really took place there. Guess we'll never know. But again, doesn't matter too much. There's a great defense there from Sticko initially inside that B-bomb. So really holding off VP, trying to work that mid-B split. Still going to have money, though, here on the VP side, as they've gotten plenty of bomb plants throughout all of this. We're going to see a little bit of a different setup here from HellRaisers, so they're putting 3 players inside the B-bomb site, perhaps to get aggressive here on Catwalk.
VP running into a bit of a roadblock so far. AKs again, lack of smokes, however, just a couple of flashes. Have to be that raw entry fragging power. I think Snacks did catch a glimpse of the head of Oscar, who didn't seem to react in time. Maybe didn't spot him until it was too late. It's okay, he's got the AWP, he'll be backing away. Nothing lost for HellRaisers, just a bit of mid-control. Pasha comes in with the first kill, though. That's Angel that gets dead and buried. Meanwhile, 0 did eat that flashbang to the forehead, but no one pushed his location. Grenade out of nowhere lands on top of Neo, and 0, just to get 1 kill from that position, honestly, is a pretty solid job. That allows Oscar to now come in from window, and he will dispatch Snacks. Bomb, however, is going to get planted in a couple of seconds from Taz. Pasha still in connector. And now he's all that remains, and he's been smoked off as well, just to add to his woes. 39 HP to play with. He's still definitely afraid that someone may be peeking window, and that's exactly the case. Sticko's there. HellRaisers will pick up a convincing 5-0 lead.
And just a great hold there. You can see Virtus.Pro going for the A split. Lots of numbers coming up the A ramp. We're able to slip in the connector as well, but 0 able to find a frag before Snacks can really get up there and trade him out of jungle. And just, you know, a proper defense from HellRaisers across the board there. VP not finding too much success on closing out rounds. In fact, of course, they've gotten none thus far, but, you know, continuing to get bomb plants, continuing to be able to pick up these AKs. But just so far, you know, a well-played CT half from HellRaisers, changing things up, moving Oscar's op around, getting him in positions to succeed. He's going to be at middle this time around, trying to hop through the smoke here, going to be chased off as VP do take mid-control once more.
That smoke, the savior of Angel, plus the flashbangs that were thrown in, so we can just back away. Looking a bit sticky for him for a couple of seconds, but Neo comes in, gets traded out, Snacks is there. Decent trade early on, but Bondic is going to take that equality and force it the way of HellRaisers. Again, though, a similar situation to the last round. VP, just a player behind, but they've only got a HE and a flashbang to play with. However, Pasha is going to get the drop on potentially 2 players. He's going to bide his time, and there we go, the double spray down in effect. Pasha taking a third. No, he doesn't get it. Sticko's there. Sprays him down with the M4, keeping the dream alive for HellRaisers, but a very patient play from Pasha could end up paying off. Taz and Bjarly, Shadow and Ramp respectively. But there is an incendiary and a couple of smokes for HellRaisers. If they use this utility properly, it's going to choke out VP before they can get a stranglehold on this round. First smoke goes Firebox. Incendiary seemed to whiff a tiny bit, although it will get the kill onto Taz regardless. And the bomb is being defused. And again, HellRaisers, who've been so good in these retake situations, are going to pick up their 6th round. And VP, this is the worrying trend. Typically, in this kind of situation, we discuss, have they been close rounds or not? VP have had opportunities. They've just not been able to take any of them.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it. Pasha had an amazing play there. He sneaks through the window. He backstabs 2 players on CT spawn. You think that's going to be it. That's the X factor that's going to finally open up an opportunity for VP to take a round in this game. But it's just HellRaisers', retake capabilities so far have just been insane. They're just not missing opportunities to get back into these sites and take care of defusals. I mean, luckily VP keeps, stringing together enough money to buy into pretty much every round we've seen since round number 4, but, that's going to run out at some point, right? I mean, HellRaisers have just been a brick wall all across the map to VP. As they once again trying to, just play this same mid-control style. They do have a little bit more presence towards A right off the bat with a player inside Palace. We also haven't seen VP op a single time yet. Of course, they haven't really been able to afford it. So I wonder if at some point they do decide to maybe take a save to get that incorporated, see if that can kind of give them a different look. But look at this, Oscar again shifting around. This time he's pressing upper B, keeping VP guessing where that op is going to be at. And Sticko just presses through, so much information gained for HellRaisers.
It's a very interesting point to raise about the AWP, and I am also curious to see if maybe VP are going to switch things up if these assault rifle smoke-heavy rounds don't play off for them. First kill goes down again for HellRaisers, but Neo is there. Sticko again, who's been a man-mountain for HellRaisers, comes good, but it's another 2-on-2. And this time, VP desperately need to convert that into a round. Oscar, back at the CT boxes, and Zero, the last 2 remaining CTs. Both are healthy, both have solid weapons in their hands. A molly and a couple flashes for HellRaisers, just a couple flashes for VP. 25 seconds as well, Dust, and it looks like Bjarly is still very cautious about a potential ladder.
They're just hoping that HellRaisers are going to show themselves, give them an idea, try to get this into a 2v1 before you plant the bomb, but too much time has passed. Now they do have to, in fact, plant. Oscar will be coming around. They'll both just hit it together here from jungle, see if they can retake the heaven and send a couple of flashes to use to help this along.
Here's Bjarly, though, in the right place at the right time, but they didn't expect the double stack. Now Taz knows this. Trying to hide in sandwich. Oscar seems to have sussed his position. Now gets a spray and will survive with 5 seconds. So, oh no, actually, he's not going to survive. He's not going to be able to defuse the bomb. Yes, he is. He's gone back for the AWP.
Yeah, he has a kit. Plenty of time.
I got too
It's
hyped
okay.
there.
It's okay.
I was too scared.
Yeah. No problems, man. But it's just HellRaisers seem to always just be one step ahead of VP. And every single exchange that you've seen, even if it comes down to an even 2-on-2 scenario, somehow HellRaisers are always finding a way to close out that round. It's like right there, for instance, that there was a 6 HP difference between VP winning the round or HellRaisers taking it. And it just seems like everything has gone in HellRaisers' favor at this point. They're playing a great game. Everyone's contributing. Sticko's been hot. Zero, Bondic, Oscar, all those guys doing what you expect. And I mean, VP, they need to do something different. They need to change things up because right now they're just trying to play the slower, more mid-control style, and it's not really yielding them any results. Yes, close situations, but you're not winning any of those.
They've had 2 or 3 really, really solid chances that they've been able to clutch. And fair enough, like HellRaisers done a solid job on their retakes, but at some point, VP have got to take a long, hard look at themselves. Again, opting to stay with the AKs. There wasn't enough economy in this round to get an AWP in play if Snacks wanted one.
Yeah, it looks like this time around they're actually going to just put all their numbers here towards there. They're not going to mess around with mid too much. They do have a lurk a little bit there, but everyone going to be focusing up, just execute this A-bomb site. And they have various, smoke wall setups that they can throw at this A-bomb site to see if they can trade more efficiently this time around. So here come the smokes, block out CT spawn, top stairs and jungle, pretty standard stuff. So help them get to the site, but now they need to get this bomb down and win some duels and try to stay a man ahead this time around.
Yeah, getting the opening picks has not been an issue for VP. It's what's happened afterwards, really. Neo is going to get the plant down, though. All 10 players still alive and kicking. This is probably the best opportunity we've seen from VP. Typically, it's been those very close claustrophobic 2v2s. This time, Pasha is able to spread out into jungle. Neo's there to take the kill from under his nose, though. And VP looking very good. Meanwhile, a molly kill actually comes down onto Bjarly. Didn't quite catch where that was. But Sticko from connector with 1 in a second. Not again, VP. Surely you can't let this one slip as well. The smoke forces Snacks to come out. He's not entirely sure if they're defusing the bomb just yet. Taz is there, and so is Bondic. It all remains on Taz, but they know exactly where he is. The bomb not being defused. The time is ticking down ever so quickly. If Taz repeats again and gets this first kill, it's looking good, and indeed he will. There's not enough time. This time, there's definitely not for Bondic, because the bomb's exploded, and VP will get around. But again, in a 5v4, as Pasha got the first kill, and then I think it was Neo got the second, 5v3 ended up being, they very nearly let it slip again.
Yeah, I mean, there's good nade usage there from HellRaisers. VP in some, open positions. You had that one guy basically on top of the bomb and just such an open angle, anyone peeking from jungle or connector, so that's what got a little bit scary there. But VP, they do get the job done, winning off of the clock there, so that's finally around in the books for them. See if they can build upon that. Money's still so low there, having to rebuy so many players. And if they get their economy reset here, I mean, HellRaisers are going to be in such dominant control. But you can see how close these rounds have been. Look at this. HellRaisers win 7 rounds in a row. And the moment they lose, they're just on a couple of umps and upgraded pistols. It's only Oscar that really has the type of firepower you would want in a round like this. And Pasha's already taken him out of the equation. Zero will be able to recycle the op.
As you say, though, Dust, I mean, their economy is in the balance right now, and they've lost the first 2 players, so 7-1 looks horrendous, but VP can quickly claw their way back if they keep this pressure applied. Angel's UMP is not going to be good enough to pick off Taz, and yeah, now the save just has to come in. Just keep that AWP alive for HellRaisers. Allow Oscar to try and turn the tides of battle in round 10. And VP aren't interested about giving chase just yet, although they are starting to filter out on mid.
And just picking up a little bit of extra utility, whatever they can find. But yeah, Zero holding on to this op here towards the CT spawn. You can see VP not really looking to chase after this. Their own money is quite low. Can't really afford to throw away weapons here. So they will finally get themselves their second round, so 2 in a row. Starting to take those first steps towards getting this half back into contention.
Sticker did 158 damage with grenades that round. Pretty significant amounts, but still wasn't good enough. VP were up to the task, and it is going to be very likely just a straight-up eco from HellRaisers. Just to go alongside the AWP and the UMP that was saved. Oscar's going to be running over on the B side by his lonesome. Likely going to be peeking into B-App, seeing if he can get something done onto VP, who have quite often had a player or 2 up there. So Pasha needs to be careful, because if he pushes too far, he will get picked off, and that will give HellRaisers a real glimmer of hope into this round, where there really should be none. 2 players on A, and the bulk of the VP attack is there, but it's actually going to be Snacks. Cat-like reactions, insta-kill from Oscar. Now HellRaisers, realizing that one of the weapons is over on the B side, will try and make the most of that into a vulnerable A site. Oh my goodness, Zero nearly gets a double frag, actually dinks Bjarly down to 10 HP, and the bomb is dropped out in the open. So you'd think VP would have been favorites coming into this round, but now it's looking really sketchy for them.
Indeed it is, but Pasha's on a great little maneuver here, able to pick up Angel, so that's going to be another frag for him. Gets it into a 3-on-3. A couple players inside the site here, but Oscar's already in good position. They have a stack as well. So it's still going to be a little bit difficult here for VP, but Taz, there it is. That's going to be the difference maker right there. Those 2 kills, and he'll just go ahead and finish it off there himself. So a hat trick for Taz, and 3 rounds for VP to match it.
I've got to say, though, Dust, that kill from Taz at the end onto Sticko, I think it was, with the UMP, that was massive, because the other player on A had like 10, 20 health. So that would have been Pasha versus Sticko, 1v1, and at that point, it's game back on again. So it looked like a complete landslide at the end for VP, but it was actually extremely close.
It's one of those things where Pasha has gotten to some of those positions throughout this game where he's had kind of a flank on someone, but it's never really amounted to much. That time it finally had an impact combined with Taz, and now VP, they're just going to run dry into the A-bomb site here. They like to do this sometimes to change the pace, but Bondic and Angel holding it off.
Yeah, if you're going to rush in that kind of form, you've got to get the entry frags, and they've got to come in thick and fast. A great hold from HellRaisers. That flashbang landing square in the face of Angel, but knew where the last terrorist player was. Went for the pre-fire. HellRaisers will navigate through round 11, taking an 8-3 lead. VP, after picking up the last 3 rounds, though, do have enough for AKs and an AWP in the hands of Snacks. Has been dropped across from Bjarly.
Yeah, again, it's just been, musical chairs here with the op on the VP side. It was Neo pretty consistently starting at the end of last year at our last CEVO events, actually, where that kind of started back in July. Or actually, so I guess it's a couple events ago. But now, lately, over the past couple of months, it really has been just between him and Neo. It'll be him this time around. This will be a change of pace. Finally going to have a scoped weapon in here to try to put to use. Looks like Snacks is going to have it here over towards the A ramp.
Of course, before that, Pasha was the AWPer, so we know that they have a plenty of players that can pick up that terrifying weapon and make it work. Double for mass, set up for HellRaisers. Decent amount of grenades, though, sacrificing the firepower for extra grenades. And when you've got an open 2M4, it's definitely a worthwhile endeavor. Especially a map like Mirage, where you want to choke off the close points. Either way, VP again, consistently picked up mid-control, consistently got a player into connector. But when Oscar's landing the shots, it simply doesn't matter. This time it's going to be Neo. Typically it's been Pasha that's been moving into this position, but he's dead and buried. He's going to be throwing the molly into Shadow, but it's a much more deep defensive play from HellRaisers. Oscar launched a shot onto Neo, and Zero walked straight past him in the smoke, had no idea. The grenade's coming down from VP's perspective, but with 40 seconds to go, it's going to be a rough ask to get this bomb planted, especially as they only have 2 players remaining, one of which is the aforementioned AWPer of Snacks. And there we go, he's picked up his first kill, but instantly downed afterwards. And HellRaisers just taking more and more strides forward towards the finish line. 9-3 now. I
mean, the big 3 things here for HellRaisers is 1, their retakes have been excellent. 2, they keep denying anything happening at upper B, whether it's Oscar's op being there, Sticko being aggressive. They're denying that part of the map from Virtus.Pro. And then the third factor has just been, you know, the dynamic opping of Oscar. He's all over the place, and he's gotten so many first kills in all of these rounds, you know, just making it harder on Virtus.Pro to have the resources they need to be successful. And now you see it here. They're just going to be on pistols. And, I mean, HellRaisers are about to approach double digits here on the CT side. That's setting them up very well. And if they take this map away from VP and then we're going on the Cobble next, this could spell so much trouble for VP.
Yeah, this is the map you had to feel that VP would have to close out to give themselves the best chance of progressing through in the winner's bracket. It's still early days, though. VP can definitely bounce back from this kind of a deficit, but it's not looking good. Oscar's there with another AWP shot, and look where that bomb's dropped as well. The smoke's about to clear, and it's gone from bad to a whole lot worse. All on Pasha. In connector, gets found out, gets picked off. 2 kills gone down for VP, but it's not good enough. 10-3. We'll have another buy coming in next round, but you've got to feel it. They've simply got to hit that 5-round threshold, surely.
Yeah, I mean, Oscar started this game off a little bit slow, mostly because Sticko was making kind of all the plays, but now, I mean, again, that's probably 3 rounds in a row where he's gotten the first kill. He's had several multi-frag rounds. You know, fits an op shot there through the smoke just to shut down VP's chances of at least getting a bomb plant out of that round. And so now we only have 2 left here to play. So HellRaisers can make this even worse if this keeps up, as they will be once again doing that aggression. I think they're going to boost Oscar up again here on these boxes. He did this a few rounds ago. He didn't find anything, but no, never mind. He's just going to run out. See what he can find on the edge of the smoke.
There's only a 4 kill spread between the entirety of HellRaisers. Angels on 9, Sticko's on 13. On the other side, Taz is on like 14 frags. He's got players on around 6 or 7. So you see that everybody is doing a solid job on HellRaisers. There's Oscar. Lands the shot onto Taz as the boost comes up. Angel as well. So both the short players have done their job. Neo will get the best of Angel, but loses significant chunks of his health in the process. And with the rest of his team by and large falling around him, that may not be good enough. Bialy will try and bring this back. It has gone back to a 2v2 now, but Neo's only on 5. So surely you'd fancy HellRaisers to move their way to 11 rounds. Sticko on short. His partner in crime moving towards window. Very centralized defense right now. Again, the buddy system in play. VP with 50 seconds look to move that bomb over towards the B side. They have the option of going underpass still, though.
Right.
It looks like they are going to commit to this B play.
Seems like it. Neo leading the way. I don't think there's anyone actually here. I don't know if that player... Okay, Sticko's on the catwalk. So we can quickly turn around. Teammate's not too far behind, but you see him getting the angle here on the window. So it's all about whether he hits the shot. Now, VP, they can get this kill, get the bomb down, but if not, they're just going to get shut down.
Oh my goodness, that's a massive frag. And Zero also whiffed the jump, so originally he wanted to go through kitchen side. Instead, he has to be forced into the B-apps. Got a flashbang. Neo is in B-apps, so if he can pick up this kill, it's back on. The problem here is, even if he does pick up this kill, instantly Bialy knows where he's coming from. So the element of surprise is taken away from him, and the noise has been heard. The flashbang's been spotted. Neo is waiting. He's biding his time, but he will strike from the shadows. VP pick up a 4th round. Get 5, win the pistol. Game's back on again. Let's see if they can do it.
That's a big round from Bialy. He's been so quiet this game. This is a guy who's been struggling, because while Snacks was having a pretty good performance at DreamHack Malmö, and everyone had an elevated game at MLG Columbus, it was really Bialy who wasn't looking quite good in that last event. And, you know, this map, he's only 5 and 11, but he had some really key frags there at the A-bomb site to kind of reel that one back in and give VP a shot. at, you know, putting a 4th round on the board, and they convert it. So now in the last round of the half here, AK's on board for everyone except for Taz with the Deagle. Looks like they're setting up for a heavy A execute. Smoke's being set up now. Neo looking to throw a Molotov as well here.
It's really only Bondic that has the close range with his UMP. Oscar, though, with the AWP could be a factor. As always, Bondic just looks to his right-hand side as Pasha pushes through. There's a slight gap in the smoke. So you thought the play was on. Snacks, in the meanwhile, sees the barrel of the gun sticking through. It betrays Angel, who will go 6 foot under, joining his teammate Bondic. Stico now is next up with the P90. Next on the chopping block, perhaps indeed he will be, and Snacks is there with the AK. So it looks like VP are going to be wrapping up this half with authority. Very nicely played in this round. All falls to Oscar. We know this guy has crazy good aim. There's the first kill, and the second as well. Surely he can't pull this back for his team. No, he can't. Bit of an anticlimactic end as Pasha will dispatch him. 10-5, and a decent comeback, all things concerned, for VP. But guys, we're going to cut to a very quick commercial break. When we rejoin us, we'll be live for the second half of this first map. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to the action. We are going to be jumping into the second half right here, right now. VP, if you just joined us, had a bit of a rough, rocky start. I think it was 7-0 at 1.6070, somewhere around that mark. They managed to claw their way back into a 10-5 halftime scoreline. But this pistol is oh so important for them if they want to keep themselves in this map. And the Deagle picked up for Oscar. One of those players that can definitely run with it. Actually was dropped across to him so he can get himself the armor, but it doesn't matter because Pasha's USP will trump the Deagle. He gets heavy tagged, but he's going to back away. Very nice turn of events. Meanwhile, Snacks had the opportunity to go monumental in the B-App space. He's going to get picked off. Neo's managed to snake his way through the catwalk. One was getting planted. Or is it? Pasha's there to stop the plant, and it looks like VP are going to do exactly what was required. And that's pick up this second pistol round. And now it's on Angel. It falls to him. And he's going to get dispatched as well. Great pistol round for VP.
And now VP's starting to put themselves in striking distance of getting this game back to their side of the court. As Pasha, big plays there with the USP at middle as well as at the B-bomb site. So we'll be 10-6. HellRaisers, no bomb plants, so no real options to do any early purchasing. So might see a couple of upgraded pistols and nades, but you're going to see actually just Glocks here.
That's interesting, because you see quite a few teams will opt for like Tech-9 armors here or Deagles. HellRaisers is just going to be full-on saving.
Yeah.
So this gives them pretty much...
I wonder if they're still going to do some type of crazy force by next round, even without a bomb plant. I have seen that happen sometimes when teams go for full Glocks in the second, so I guess that's an option.
Well, just Glocks, absolutely no utility. This is, in essence, the purest form of a throwaway round. There's really nothing you're going to get done from this, and VP don't even lose a single player as expected. Now, this is a question. Are we going to see a force come in, or are they going to be double saving for that early AWP, and it's going to be the force?
I mean, I'm not crazy, right? They didn't get a bomb plant in the first round, did they?
No, they didn't.
Okay, I thought, yeah, Pasha stopped it,
They nearly
correct?
did, but Pasha stopped it with probably like a second left.
Yeah, so I mean, I very rarely see this type of buy, but it's definitely something that can work. So they'll have 4 Galils, an AK, and a Tech-9. I wonder if VP's going to expect this.
Yeah, this may be a bit of a stab in the dark play, but VP must realize after seeing no upgraded pistols, just seeing Glocks falling on the ground and everyone dying so easily that it was a Glock save, ultimately, a full-on save. So I think they should have a pretty good idea of what's coming at them. It's 3 Galils, pardon me, Tech-9 and an AK. Taz is going to watch Oscar straight past him, actually holds position, and the call didn't come through. So Stico's going to fall down, and, well, HellRaisers opting for this early buy. Hasn't worked out too well for them, though, so far. Or have I spoke too soon? Because the Galil comes in from 0 and Bondic, and although 0's down to 16, he still has that bomb in his hands. Yeah, HellRaisers do the damage. Looks like they're going to back off, Dust.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I don't know if they'll actually fully commit all the way back over to B, or if they're just kind of biding their time, making sure they're not getting flanked. Stacks is moving in that direction as he's pushed through upper B, coming into terrorist spawn. You can see that Bialy holding an aggressive position here on A ramp, might even push forward, maybe give HellRaisers a free kill, which if they can get that on the Bialy, they'll have a free A bomb site. But everyone's kind of just holding the line at this point. Still plenty of time left on the clock to toy with. As I mean, Snacks knows that they can't have pushed upper B, but what if they've gone mid, or what if they've gone through mid to underpass? You know, the information's not quite there, and you can see that's why Bialy's kind of second-guessing what's happening, and that means HellRaisers could actually just walk into the A-bomb site. They don't have any smokes to block anything off, but they do have a couple of flashes.
Oh, Bialy He's in the perfect position. Oh, he actually switches around, but he's not going to get punished. Zero goes down, and there we go. Double frag will come in. And even if those kills didn't come in, you can see utility for VP was pretty solid anyway. Incendiary, few flashes, diffuse kit. You just still fancy them to take out that round. So HellRaisers, who go for that bye into their second round on a T-half, a third round, are going to be struggling a little bit here as well. Didn't quite catch their economy, but I'm assuming it's like 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah, certainly saving range at this point. And you can see it there, just some P250s, one Deagle there onto Angel. You're going to see HellRaisers, though, still spreading out all across the map, and Pasha being able to find Angel right between the eyes there to open the round. So it's going to be a 5-on-4 at this point. Oscar will pick that bomb back up, but again, not much chance for HellRaisers to take this one, as VP are going to start approaching that tie situation now. So we're starting to make a game out of this, despite how dominant it looked in there in the first half from HellRaisers.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the importance of winning those last few rounds. Now, it really does make the difference. If HellRaisers come into this half at like 13-2, 12-3 behind, they're still going to have a pretty big task ahead of them. But right now, they're looking like they're going to just be the one round behind. And now it's HellRaisers' T side. It's going to get really tried and tested. Sticko does spot a player on stairs, just a P250 to his name though. And Snacks has managed to wrap himself all the way around the back, cue the Jaws music because he's on the hunt. Zero is a dead man, he just doesn't know it yet. 55 seconds and he's going to get spotted, and Snacks, he's not going to get the rewards for his aggression, but it's all good. VP pick up their 9th round.
So now one round away from tying this up is Virtus.Pro, but now HellRaisers will get their first full buy, and the op will be in Oscar's hands. He definitely had a huge impact with the gun on that CT side. So we'll see if he can keep it up there. Let's take a look at a couple of numbers. Taz, pretty impressive ADR this game thus far. And yeah, Sticko was definitely the guy that was a big part of, you know, the victories HellRaisers were getting in the early part of the first half. And it will be Pasha with the op on the CT side. Don't see this too often, except for Cash. It's been 1-to-1 map where he's still used it a lot, but on this map, it usually has been others. But look at that, Oscar taking out Snacks there at B. He's continuing those first frags with the op.
Get dunked. Absolutely destroyed. That being said, though, HellRaisers haven't managed to push him behind that, so VP still have control over B for the time being. That does force over a player into Kitchen, however, and that leaves A vulnerable. Taz, realizing that, is keeping a centralized position in window, so he can quickly check mid and A if needs be. Bialy relocating into Shadow. And HellRaisers playing the slow round here. And it makes a lot of sense, getting the opening pick.
Right.
It's all well and good, but if you just charge in and end up getting slaughtered, then, you know, you've actually got nothing for your early aggression. VP are doing a pretty solid job, though, of trying to get as much information as they possibly can without giving their life away.
Right, yeah, I mean, again, Neo loves to get aggressive on this catwalk, but other than that, B's been pretty much conceded, as we did have a player already rotate through market over towards the window room, so it's just Neo here on the catwalk. He is going to be able to turn back around, though, as HellRaisers are starting to set up these smokes, so definitely want to press up for B, but look at this, that rotate's falling way off of B, so it's going to be so long before they're going to be able to get over and assist Neo, and with Angel throwing all this distraction at the connector, it's going to further sell that A is the intent, but in reality, it's going to be a huge push up into the B-bomb site here. But with that frag, maybe that kind of alerts VP a little bit better, but Neo has to come up huge here.
Yeah, he saw the molly also connect as well, so I think he got an early warning sign. He's gone down, did do significant damage before falling. However, Oscar very nearly reacts in time to actually pick up that kill on the crossing Taz, who has been the star player so far for VP in this matchup. He looks to push onto the site. Zero is low. Taz can't get it done, and now it falls to Bialy, who, rightfully so, is just going to back on off and try and save his M4. Maybe try and get a couple of exit frags on the way out.
Yeah, so good run distraction there from Angel to pull that rotate and finally execute around there from HellRaisers. As they will take it up to 11-9, and they won't really lose too much in the process. Only Angel going down there. So Oscar continuing his form with that op. They actually pick up a second op as well. No, I guess Bondic thinks better of it. No need for that. Just gets the AK back. They will go for a slight hunt here for Bialy's M4, but not too crazy with it. So HellRaisers will maintain the lead, denying VP for now that chance to tie the game.
VP, though, of course, have accrued a serious amount of money, and they will be right back into this. Snacks with 9K. Of course, can afford that AWP. Again, it was quite interesting that Pasha picked up the AWP there. May have just been purely off spawns, so well, Snack is going to have it this time around.
I mean, he is their mid player no matter what, but you do sometimes see Neo using it out the catwalk. Snacks like to use it upper B, which I think is what we're going to see this round, as he does have the AWP, and I do see him heading over towards Van. So I guess in that sense, since they move it to so many players, the AWP can be quite dynamic on this team, though each player has kind of their set position they like to use it. But HellRaisers wasting no time, just once again going for this heavy upper B execute, but Snack does pick one off and is able to back up.
That's crucial as well. It alleviates so much pressure. Now Neo can just batten down just below the windows. A solid place when you have this crossfire locked out, but Oscar comes in with his AWP. Gonna throw a bit of a wrench in the works, looking for that second kill, can't get it done. This smoke really comes good for him now. And the rest of his team has came in. Bondic, the new recruit, with 2 kills. They're gonna turn this round on its head, and now it's HellRaisers who have the round by the scruff of the neck. The bomb has been planted as well. Taz and Bialy have the arduous task of trying to get back onto the site once again. There's Taz with a headshot. Oscar will fall. The AWP no longer an issue for the Poles. Now step up Bondic, he's gonna go down. Meanwhile, Angel's gonna get the drop. He doesn't realize both players are here. Bialy peeks, but Angel's gonna get his second kill. And HellRaisers will just about hold on and move their lead back to 3 rounds.
I mean, that's 2 rounds in a row where Bondic has had 2 big kills inside that B bomb site to allow that bomb to get planted. Granted, that time around, the retake from VP looked pretty dangerous, but HellRaisers do hold it off. So now it's going to be 12-9. So it's starting to look really good again for HellRaisers as VP are going to be on to a save this round. So it's a chance for HellRaisers to extend that lead, as they're going to open up default once more. This is one of the maps where Bondic kind of plays a peripheral role instead of Sticko. He's going to be playing over there outside A, but again, it's Oscar finding the first kill with the NOP. He's had so many of those throughout this game, particularly on the CT side, but now I've seen him at least 2 or 3 rounds getting a pick at upper B, getting a pick on some mid-aggression. That's giving HellRaisers these instant 5 versus 4 scenarios, and they've been, you know, good at converting those in the wins.
Again, you can't stress the importance of the fact that next map up is Cobblestone, a map
Absolutely.
that VP are certainly struggling on. So
yeah, they've played it 6 times on land this year, including the game against Flysis. They've only won it once. That was against G2, so definitely not looking too hot on it this year.
Absolutely. So that puts even more pressure on these next few rounds. Be somewhat of an upset, although HellRaisers, again, I feel like a lot of people with Bondic joining the roster will feel they are a bit of a dark horse element in this tournament, but VP still have a way back into this map. This round, of course, just an eco. Next round will be a full-on buy. Zero comes through with a spray. And Snacks, although he did have the drop on him, again, he was just an upgraded pistol, couldn't get too much done. There's 2 Deagles in play. Bialy has one of them. He can only find 1 kill before HellRaisers move yet another round ahead, 13-9. Here comes the buy from VP.
Yes, I mean, outside of Angel at 12, everyone fragging really well for HellRaisers right now, all in the mid to high teens. And they're really stringing this one along. But VP, this is one of their opportunities to try to get back into this now. They are going to have the op on Snacks once again. This time he will be taking it towards the window, not towards upper B. But no one is going to fight him there. Again, just being, you know, focused on upper B with this op is Oscar. A couple of riflers behind him.
You can see they respect that as well. He's peeked out of B-App so many times, they've thrown it a very early smoke, and that's all well and good, but when you consider they've only got 1 smoke left now in the hands of Taz, that is the green light coming up for HellRaisers in the near future. They don't have any incendiaries either, no HEs left, so it's really bare bones in terms of VP.
It's going to make retaking so difficult if, in fact, HR are able to put the bomb down, as we did have Oscar missing his op shot on Neo jump peeking, but now they know that op is there. Bondic throwing a smoke to the catwalk from middle. This is a nice fake they're going to sell, actually. 2 pressing upper B, thanks to that smoke thrown from middle there by Bondic, but they're really going to bring this bomb into the A. And look at this, everyone from VP, with the exception of 1 player, I believe that's Bialy, the normal anchor on the A bomb site, has moved out of position. And Zero gets Bialy down from Cat. Oh my goodness, this round from HellRaisers. So well designed.
Beautiful to watch. It's a 1-for-1 trade, though, but this is where the issue comes in, because there's such a lack of grenades in the hands of VP that retaking is a nightmare. Oscar's moved into window. You got Zero, who's still in ladder room, going to make sure that any pesky CTs that push from short get dispatched. And 3 players strong pushing up from CTs. This is very one-dimensional on the retake from VP. And that's the issue. Oscar's watching it. And he is going to bag himself the first kill. Here comes Neo, picks up the AWP. Meanwhile, now Zero moves in from ladder room, and they're not going to expect this. He's going to have to drop on at least 1 player, potentially 2. There's the first one. Oh, he actually whiffs the opportunity, and VP are right back in this, and they're going to get the round out of nowhere. The positions were looking fantastic. The bomb just about gets defused. VP literally dodged bullets to win the round.
And all this while I'm sitting here preparing to talk about how well designed that round was from HellRaisers, because it really was. The smoke that was thrown, the fake that was sold, the bomb plant positioning with Oscar having the op on catwalk. It looks so good, especially with VP having no utility to retake with, but somehow they still get the job done. That's going to allow them to hang around in this map. Without that victory, you're thinking HellRaisers is about to close the game with a round like that. It looks so good. That'd be a great round to analyze later on, but my goodness, it's VP making some big things happen now, and now Taz lighting up a few players, Pasha chiming in, and they're moving towards that tie now all of a sudden.
What a beast Taz has been. 2 massive impact frags on Tetris. Opens it back up, and yeah, as you said, Dust, I mean, let's assume there that HellRaisers win that they managed to actually convert the round. It would be 14-10. VP would likely be on some kind of a force buy, a really poor one at that.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that that round meant everything. And HellRaisers, I think the key part there was Zero. He came up from Connector, he had the drop on 2 players. He wasn't able to get either of the kills. And as soon as he fell down, it was very difficult for HellRaisers.
I mean, I think that retake could be what makes the difference in this game if VP wound up winning it.
Absolutely,
honestly.
Yeah. That's it. That's the fulcrum point, potentially. But here we go. Deagle in the hands of Stico. Or Sticko. I know I'm going to get flack for that. GG. 2 Galils and only 2 smokes for HellRaisers. So do spot the backside of Snacks, which is going to get ripped off him. Oscar meanwhile is going to push through B-Apps again, which he's consistently done. Smoke is going to stop him though. And a much healthier showing of grenades this time for VP, but losing the first player now. This is where the mind games come in from HellRaisers.
That's at least the 3rd time Oscar has been able to get instant 5-on-4 at upper B there. Just, you know, relentless with this op. Now who shift over to middle now. Bomb making its way into T-spawn. Could be heading over towards A-ramp, but there is an aggressive position here from Bialy, I believe that is on the A-ramp. Pushed up, so if he catches the bomb out by itself, wins the duel, this can still give VP a way back into the round, despite the fact HellRaisers have the man advantage for now.
Still plenty of time to play with. You can see Bialy this time opting for a much more aggressive position in ramp. Sticko's going to check this, but he still goes down. He wants a Deagle-wielding player, but the bomb's actually been dropped. That being said, though, the pincer movement has came in from HellRaisers. 3 separate locations. Taz has managed to get his way into the CT boxes, and again VP are firing out, landing the shots where it counts. Angel finally gets his man. As Pasha goes down, another 2v2. This must be 6 or 7 times that we've seen the tag teams come out from both teams. But now Bondic is going to pick up the bomb. 10 seconds left. Neo, if he just lands one of these shots, it's probably all over, and indeed it will be. USP comes out, the sidearm will come good for Neo. VP have drug it back to a 1-round deficit now.
There was one point in this game where Bialy was 5-11. He's now 15-16. He's really starting to bring it back in, and that's that guy that VP needs to have next to Snacks, who isn't having the best of games. It's really been Taz and Pasha, actually, who've been putting up the big numbers. But Bialy's had a couple of big plays on the CT side at that A-bomb site. Good push there on the A-ramp again, catching that bomb in isolation, made a world of difference, and now HellRaisers on just on upgraded pistols, 3 Deagles, 2 P250s, no utility, and this is where VP might finally do it, might finally tie up the game, but Angel finding one there, but it's going to be responded to.
Neo's got a solid position here, especially considering it is just pistols for HellRaisers, and it's going to be Taz actually decides to push through connector. Sticko was behind him. 3-on-3 actually out of nowhere. So again, you're thinking HellRaisers should be just bowing out of this round, but they've got a real fighting chance now. They've got an M4 in their hands as well, but that's just been taken away from Neo. It's all on Bondic and Zero. Bondic spots Bialy, who will get the best of the Deagle duel, and now it's on Zero. P250, Instinct, he will be falling down. Actually a jump shot. Dirty plays, 13-13.
This is now turned into quite the game, right? It didn't look that way at first, but now VP have closed the distance. It's all up to these next couple of rounds to determine who's going to walk out this one or whether we will see overtime, which I don't think we've had a game going overtime yet this tournament, but this one could be shaping up for that, the way that it's played out thus far. Double op set up now, actually, for VP. Pasha and Snacks will both have it. Oscar will have it as well, and we've seen how successful he has been getting opening picks, but this time he'll be in a new position as it's going to be HellRaisers not looking for mid control and default this time. They're looking to attack this A-bomb site right away, so a change of pace, throwing something new, and VP does have 3-player stacked at B, so it's a long rotate away. This could work out in HellRaisers' favor.
Yeah, standard smokes are connecting onto the A site right now, starving off any vision. but they haven't pushed in behind this one, so it's going to be a slow push. And that will play into the hands of the CTs, because now the smokes are going to start to dissipate, and in doing so, the vision will be retained from VP, and that's where things are going to go horribly, horribly wrong. HellRaisers have lost 3 players back-to-back, and Bondic and Angel are getting flashed out. They can't do anything. Angel's going to land at least 1 headshot. Minute to play with. Neo shows himself. That's only half the battle. Oh, Snacks has fallen down as well. This is starting to get a bit more interesting. Neo comes back with a kill of his own, and now Taz spots the aggressing Angel, and VP, for the first time, I believe, in this entire map, have actually taken the lead.
Yeah, I believe you might be right there. I don't know what happened to HellRaisers on that round. I mean, they had to get execute going something, so I'm not sure if it was some counter nades, but it's also the fact that there was no smoke on CT spawn, or maybe it missed, maybe it was misthrown, but Pasha, with the op, able just to have free reign on those players pushing up the A ramp. You got the first 2 kills on the round with the AWP. Those are 2 really big kills to get. So I'm not sure if there's some type of miscue or some, poorly placed nade. Maybe someone missed it, but it just seems like, there was something overlooked there that really, allowed, the Pasha particularly to just get some free kills.
And you can't even say either that it's a case of Oscar going off the boil. He's still been getting plenty of entry frags with his ult, playing very aggressively in B-apps. The rest of the team, though, haven't really been following up. They haven't really seen that many entry frags onto the likes of mid or even onto A. And whereas HellRaisers gave up mid control time and time again, and VP tried to exploit that through connector, HellRaisers haven't really had the same kind of efficiency when it comes to those plays. So VP can just dig deep and just effectively say, come at us, bros, and wreck them as they start to push onto the sites.
It's actually one of the first rounds we saw right there where it wasn't really Oscar taking the initial fight. I mean, he's been really just wreaking havoc at upper B many rounds throughout this half. He has been the one to take the initial duels. That time around, he kind of sat back on A ramp while a couple other players pushed forward first. And again, they just got kind of held up, whether through their own hesitation or whether it was something that VP did that I missed. And that was just, I think this has been a big turning point. Again, I think that retake that happened a few rounds ago is going to be a big talking point if VP do wind up closing out this map, because that was massive. Just kind of rattles you to have such a well-designed round that goes south because VP just, with an act of just pure will, are able to take it from you. And now we do have a tactical timeout here as HellRaisers knows that their backs are up against the wall. They were in a winning position on this map pretty much the entire way through. And now all of a sudden that's been stripped away from them. And again, we talked about the implications of HellRaisers taking Mirage with Cabo next. That could have set them up very well to take first seed in this group and not have to worry about playing at the cider later on in the evening. But now VP, they are looking like they might take their map back.
Oh, absolutely. I think the momentum in this game has well and truly gone back the way of VP. I used the word fulcrum before because it has been like a pendulum. It's just been swinging back and forth, the seesaw of Counter-Strike. And now it's VP who have everything going their way, right? Like for the first time they've taken the lead on this map. They've been consistently just stopping these pushes dead in their tracks, even with the terrorists getting the opening pick sometimes. And you can see, look on Zero's face, he doesn't look too happy, does he? So let's see if they can bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, this is potentially HellRaisers letting this game slip through their fingers. They've held on to it for so long, but now it's beginning to kind of get out of hand. We are going to see them buy up into this round. A couple of Galeals, 3 AKs, not very much utility, just 3 smokes. Seen them do a lot of triple upper B executes, but it seems like they're going default here. But that bomb is at A ramp, so maybe they're trying to do some type of pressure at B, maybe try to throw some type of fake again. Not really sure.
Again, you can see that respect being shown from VP to throw that early incendiary on the off chance that maybe Oscar does have himself an AWP again, just to make sure that he doesn't get a chance to charge in, doesn't get a chance to get the opening pick. Third person. Okay. Pasha. He's going to get himself the first kill, but Oscar through the smoke actually picks up Neo. A pretty significant kill now. This opens up the mid control nicely. This is what we haven't really seen from HellRaisers so far. They managed to get into the window, around the back. Angel's there as well. Now Bjorli's in a horrendous position. Can he get kills from this? Yes, he can. And HellRaisers don't get the avenging frag, which they desperately needed to do, especially considering they have 0 grenades to play with now.
Yeah, this is looking so good. Bialigans had so many plays at this A-bomb site here on Mirage. He's been a huge difference maker for Virtus.Pro in the rounds that they've won. But Oscar sneaking around, catches Bialy, so now he's gone. He's out of the equation. And this is a hotly contested round of 3v3 now.
Oscar is extremely low, though, and double AWP setup. Knows the only 2 weapons remaining. We talked about this before. It's not the greatest composition of weaponry to be retaking sites with, but if Pasha can connect the dots like that, It becomes doable. 5-7 in his hands now, going to be charging onto the side. Both players are extremely low. Does tag the first, but it's actually going to go down. And now, this is a massive round for HellRaisers, and they're going to get it. Zero with a double frag at the end. Full house of kills for Oscar and Zero, 14 apiece. And that round was everything to HellRaisers. Now you can see the economy from VP actually is in the dumps.
It's one of those things where HellRaisers just changed it up a bit. They had purpose this time when they came up middle. They went up connector so quickly. Oscar jumping into window right away. So while it was the same kind of mid-control stuff, they picked up the tempo on it. They weren't as hesitant. They immediately ran up there and they accomplished something. And now they tie the game right back up at 14-14. VP buying all that they can. And this is for all the marbles then. If they lose this round, they're not going to have anything really to work with in the final one. So this is do or die for VP. They've done so well to claw their way back into the game, but here right at the end, it all comes down to this. See if they can put this one through. Snack's going to try to aid in it there as he has already taken down Angel. So HellRaisers a player down, and Pasha looking for more blood as well as he's been able to push up middle. But he's holding the line. Oscar here waiting for him.
It's the age-old play on the CT side of when you don't have much weaponry to play with, make the desperation information-grabbing attempts. And that's what we're seeing from Pasha. He actually darts away just in the perfect time. If he kept his head up, bobbing up the wall, he probably would have had it taken off. And that's a beautiful flashbang. It's not just one kill. It could have been two, but Sticko stands tall. AK's play 2 scouts, a UMP and a FAMAS. This round is far from over just yet. But VP will be feeling pretty good about the fact they managed to take 2 players down so far. And that AWP shot would have made things that much sweeter. It's actually an AWP, not a scout, my bad. But Snacks, he's actually looking to rotate himself back towards this B site now, which is exactly where HellRaisers are pushing on. Neo has the scout on the site. He's going to get picked off from Sticko, who's now going to turn his attention into Kitchen. Flashbang will be connecting on both players. Doesn't really bother them, though, but the bomb plant has came down, Dust, and all 3 players from the same angle again. This is going to be rough. Zero is looking at Kitchen. Double smokes down, Sticko connects the first headshot in this confrontation. There's Bondic as well. And as we said before, everything rests on this round for VP. They're going to desperately try and save this AWP, but Taz is being tagged in the backside. Zero's going to peek him again in a second, and he will get the headshot. VP are going to have such a poor buy-up to try and save Mirage, their choice of map.
And HellRaisers is digging deep there. It's Sticko again with the big plays at 21-19 now. One of the top fraggers for his team is they do have 3 in the 20s, and Zero's right on the border there with 19. A massive round from HR. Again, Virtus.Pro making the comeback, but here at the home stretch, HellRaisers have a bit more, and VP have to work with so much less this round. Just some upgraded pistols. And HellRaisers may have done it. They may have stolen Mirage away from Virtus.Pro. The implications are massive if they finish this off, as Oscar again would have this op over here at upper B. What a fitting way to finish the game if you were to land one of these shots on Snack's jump peeking.
Of course, he landed one earlier, didn't he? When Snacks
He's landed several.
Down. Yeah, but in this exact same position and with the same players as well. So Snacks is going to be wary of that one. Smoke has gone down, but just delaying the inevitable you have to feel because HellRaisers will look to push in after, whether it be mid or B. They've even got 2 players who are starting to make a move towards the A side as well. That's going to be Bondic and Angel. So options for HellRaisers, and they must know that VP's economy has been shattered so that they'll have very few grenades to play with.
I mean, this game started so dominant, then it turned to quite the barn burner. Even that last round with Pasha's aggression at mid, it was looking like VP were going to get it, but then Sticko with the play of his own brings it back for the HellRaisers, and now it's all come down to this moment here. Will it be in overtime, the first one of the tournament, or will HellRaisers take this 16-14?
Bit of a mistake there with the 2 Molotovs in mid. The first one missed, so they had to expend a bit, but Sticko's going to come through and get the kill, so it doesn't look like it's going to matter a great deal. He's hungry for more kills, gets picked up from Snacks, is going to turn his attention out to Bondic. He thought for a second maybe some magic was going to be forthcoming. It's all on Taz. 8 health to play with, and he's not going to get it done. HellRaisers will draw first blood in his confrontation and take it 16-14. And across the cobblestone we move, and VP, they have looked sketchy on this map.
They've looked sketchy all tournament. They barely got past Splice, and now they're going to be on the losing end of a 16-14 game on Mirage, and it comes at the hands of the HellRaisers, who had such a great CT side on the first half. It was starting to look like VP were finding their form and getting back into the game, had some great plays, but it was those last 2 rounds, particularly Sticko, stepped up and brought those rounds back into the camp of HellRaisers, and now they are moving into Cobblestone, their map pick, having already taken Mirage away from Virtus.Pro, so they're putting themselves in a great position to take the first seed in this group, move on to play the semifinals tomorrow without having to